Well, alright. We like to think of the future as a light of truth shining before our eyes, whereas the past was filled with darkness and mystery. Well, here are the top 10 myths and misconceptions that you may still believe. Delicious. We all love it in our instant noodles or American Chinese food, but not everyone's stomach is settled by the idea. We're not quite sure why MSG has a bad rap. Invented in Japan in 1909, some people claim they are allergic to it, or that it causes migraines. So far, in careful scientific studies, the migraine effect has not been replicated, so it's hard to test this theory. Everybody knows that Jesus was born on the 25th of December, despite the lack of historical information to support the claim. The Old Testament even contradicts this. The Bible describes shepherds tending to their flocks out in the fields, a fact which suggests that he was born in a much warmer month than in winter, when flocks would have been kept in. It's possible Christmas is celebrated in late December to counter a pagan holiday that was once celebrated at the same time of year, but that one isn't proven either. Life in the Middle Ages could have been bad if you were a young child. It was a completely different world where basic sanitation, like rinsing your hands in water, was not at all understood. However, if you were lucky enough to survive your childhood, instead of dying at 30 like the movies say, you'd be more likely to die at around 65. This may be one of the creepiest and least likely. There are only a limited number of spider species that live in our homes, and they'd all rather keep to a corner and help tame your fruit fly problem than crawl into your open, snoring mouth. To a spider, you're a big, noisy predator, and survival instincts would never promote such self-sacrifice. Remember, they're much more scared of you than you are of them. Maybe it's anthropocentrism, that is, our tendency to look at everything through the assumption that humans are better or more important than everything else, that leads us to make untrue assumptions about these little creatures. In reality, research has proven goldfish memory can go back at least as far as 5 whole months. In one study, goldfish were even trained to expect food upon hearing a particular sound. Makes you wonder what other creatures we might be underestimating. Isn't it encouraging to hear that one of the great scientific geniuses of all time was a failure at mathematics as a child? Well, unfortunately, that isn't the case. Albert Einstein actually taught himself geometry and algebra on his own by the age of 12, and even began learning calculus, a subject commonly taught around age 16. You may see products that promise to relieve the toxins, but only your liver and kidney have that ability. Diet has a huge impact on your body, no doubt, with your gut bacteria, for example, but it won't push bad stuff out. We're not saying make bad choices with the foods you eat. We're just saying that drinking nothing but carrot juice for a week won't make up for all the beer you drank on the weekend. Maintain your liver and kidney by drinking your alcohol responsibly. It might shock you to learn that lightning often hits the same spot many times. If it didn't, then Benjamin Franklin's lightning rod, which attracts lightning, couldn't possibly work. To be honest, we're not sure where this one came from, but it sounds good. By the time Christopher Columbus and his soldiers had made their seminal voyage across the ocean, people had a pretty good idea that the world wasn't flat. We can see a curvature to the Earth when we look ahead at great distances. Not only that, ancient Greeks had long before introduced the concept of a spherical world, like the moon and the sun. This one we're gonna keep simple. If shaving regrew your hair thicker, then why do swimmers who shave their body for competition not end up looking like Cousin It when their careers are over? So that's that. Please click that like button and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to check out our other videos.